1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the day in Anchorage, you couldn't just buy clothes very inexpensively. Most people actually made them. So I've been sewing clothes for a very long time. This is the kirtle, that's what they call it. And then as time progressed, I wanted something unique. So hand weaving fabric so that I could make outfits from it was something kind of custom and a bit artistic. The start of it is figure things out mathematically. There's a focus to it. And then as I'm weaving, it's very repetitious and zen. And when I'm actually in the process of weaving, I'm thinking of other things. And so it really helps process anxiety. Honestly, if I have something I need to think through, having that repetitious motion really actually helps my brain work. And I just find it very therapeutic. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and my father had died of an autoimmune disease a few years before that, and it just made me realize that time is precious and I needed to really focus on living life instead of putting everything off for the future. So I got involved via the Weavers and Spinners Guild, and so that's where I actually learned how to weave, and a bit of mathematics along with the technique of weaving that really suited my personality. 16 ends per inch. I've never regretted it, not a day. 3, 4, 5. The technique of weaving, where you're just lifting up some of your threads and putting a weft through, that hasn't changed at all. I mean, that's been going on for centuries. I like the idea of taking nothing and turning it into something. How can I make this, somebody's leftover into something kind of cool? I start with the yarn, and then I figure out a design or a weave structure that's going to really enhance that yarn. And then I plot it out, kind of figure out, okay, I need a certain amount of threads across for the warp, a certain amount of ends per inch, and here's my pattern. I'm not solely interested in garment construction and weaving. I really like learning the history of it and how it's developed and the many, many, many different techniques involved. For example, tablet weaving, it was originally found in Northern Europe, like the Scandinavian areas, as well as Egypt. It was one of the earliest forms of weaving. They've got some of the archaeological digs where you see their tablet weaving, some of them even with the warp on. This is from an archaeological dig in Snartimo, Norway, and I'm trying to kind of figure out the technique while I'm trying to copy it at the same time. I've got some other where I'm doing the edging. I'm taking the fringe here and taking a piece, putting it through this, and so by using them as part of the tablet weaving, it's a very nice finished edge. So while I was at the Weavers and Spinners Guild, some of the members are members of the Historic Recredescent Guild. Every year we do a living history demonstration where I'm part of the fiber arts section. One of the founding members wanted to demonstrate the wet finishing process. The process of wool walking is a bunch of the town people would sit around a table with this long yardage of fabric, and so then they just beat it and pass it until fibers are fulled and pulled together and really a nice finished product. The singing, it just really helps lighten the mood, keep the beat, make it a really pleasant process to get, it's a group effort. It's an accomplishment and it feels good, and there's plenty of people involved in it, and you feel good about the results. Once this is all done with the wool walking, it's really the culmination of a lot of contribution. It's a group effort. I found that Alaska is really very special and unique in that we're really very much like a family in our groups. There's this connection that other groups don't have. They may get together, for their hobby, but it's not the same, almost a family environment that we have kind of created here in Alaska.